practiced mind cannot be broken.
On point.
Yeah.
What's
It's Tech
up,
Week.
y'all?
It's Tech Week.
It's Tech Week.
Tech Week.
Everybody's excited about Tech Week.
Always excited about Tech Week. Tech Week is the best week. You know,
It is the best.
You know, when we touch things, it just transforms. You know, when we jump into, so when we're in the tech, it's gonna be nice. So
yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Also, we do got Black Simon here, just in case y'all like, where's Black Simon? He is the ephemeral narrator of the show. So Black Simon, where you at?
What's up, y'all?
Yeah. See, he there. But we was telling him earlier, he was like, hey, bro, get on camera. And he was like, no. And we was like,
we're gonna go there, aren't we?
We had a whole lot of dialogue. I mean,
I'm not gonna tell y'all what he actually said. But
right.
We was like, get on camera, and he was like,
it's PG. It's a PG show.
He was like, what if I don't? And we was like, well, I guess nothing. And then he was like, all right, bet.
Why does your retelling of the story make me sound so bad?
I don't know. Maybe it's because you are so bad.
Wow.
It quacks like a duck.
Wow.
You know, there is no hate in this show, but there's no hate.
Right.
We're about empowering the community. We're about joining hands together for people who can't show up on camera.
But we're not about showing up on camera, though. Okay. That's cool. It's all good.
But hold on. But we do have somebody on camera.
We do. We got the replacement. The stand-in. Honestly,
the legendary
Dr. T. And we are going to tell you more about her later. But before we get to all of that goodness, we got to get through some more goodness. Greetings and gratitudes.
Yeah.
What are we grateful for? We're going to start this time. We're going to start with Dr. T. Dr. T, what you grateful for?
Yes, you said what I'm living for?
I mean, that's cool too. I said what you're grateful for, but what you're living for, I like that. I kind of like that better.
I can answer both of them. What I'm grateful for really is an opportunity. This is like one of the best opportunities in life right now to be a creator, and being able to create with intention is it's an amazing opportunity. So I'm very grateful that I have the position, right, to create. So that's what I'm thankful for.
Great. And what you living for?
Sure.
I'm living to be able to make impact. I'm gonna make money, but while I'm making money, I'm definitely about to make impact.
Isn't it you make impact, and then while you make impact, you make money? Or maybe I'm probably overthinking it. It don't matter.
I make the money, and on the way to making the money, I'm definitely making impact. So it's like, you can do that the other way too. But the more money you make, I believe I can make more impact.
She said, "Nah, I'm making money and I'm making impact. You know, we ain't moving around. All right, for sure. All right,
you're right.
Mr. Derek, Canadian man, what you grateful for?
I'm grateful for Dr. T being on the show and not having my ugly mug up there. That's what I'm grateful for right now.
Give yourself some credit, big dog.
But I'm also grateful for where I'm going to cross blend this or mix this with that we are doing a giveaway. That's what I am grateful for. I am definitely grateful for that. If you don't know, we are doing a giveaway today, later on in the show. So if you have not, and I mean if you have not, use that QR code up in the corner and fill out that form expeditiously.
There's still time.
There is. There's still time for indeed.
But it's almost over.
It's ticking, right? But it's time. Yeah.
Miss Rashanis.
Oh man.
On Point Talk Show Queen.
Oh my God.
Talk Show On Point Queen. I constantly try to say it right, and then it still came out wrong. I'm gonna just not try to say it right next time, and it's gonna come out the right way, right? That's how that works.
No, but I mean, the love is received and it's returned. I'm so glad to be here with my brothers. You know what I am grateful for, though? I'm grateful that the AT&T man was able to come today and turn our internet on. Otherwise, I just moved in. Like it would have been, we would have had to go all the way to base camp. It would have just been a whole thing. So I'm super grateful that people here, listen, I got a podcast, my family, like come on, and he did it. So grateful.
Need the internet, you know, and it's
For
like
real.
it's like a lifeline.
It is.
I had that connectivity. Mr. African in the background, Canadian man.
To be precise, Pan-African, you know what I mean?
African.
You're focused. You're so focused on where people are from, man.
Who that?
What you mean?
Who?
I'm only focused on where y'all from. You and Kwame.
And it's only because of the Canadian internet. But I digress.
Yeah, Rogers. Kwame.
Yo, I'm grateful for the elders who sent this beautiful shirt. You can have one like it. We'll tell you more about it later. But elder who truly was a beacon, a family, a beacon to me. And so with that, I would say I'm grateful for lineage, for culture that sustains all of those things. So that's what I'm grateful for right about now.
Yeah. I am grateful for my co-hosts. I am grateful for the guests. I am grateful for health. We're all able to make it here tonight. For sure. We're going to have a great conversation for our Tech Week. I am grateful for everything. So yes, let's get it in. Let's get it going. So first up, we got our What's Up. Black Simon, what we talking about for our What's Up? What we got going on today? Or wait, no. Is this Kwame's? Sorry, is this Symbolic's What's Up, or was this Black Simon's?
Always Black Simon.
Always Black Simon.
I just have one. Otherwise, we'll. I think we have a lot to get to in the show, so it's just one for this week.
Okay. Interesting.
What's up, for ladies and gentlemen? Dr. Smart in the house. What's up, Dr. Smart?
All right. Let's see what we talking about.
So
No,
that's not it.
No, this was What's Up.
Oh, come on, man. You confusing me, dog.
A bunch of y'all are getting played, and you're getting played real hard.
Oh, man. The white lady said we getting played.
What is happening?
It's happening.
Hold on. Wait, okay, y'all heard that. Okay, cool.
Have you seen this creator in your feed? Her account popped up, I don't know, several days ago, and the first time I saw it, it had like 8,000 followers. It's now got 24,000 followers. One of her videos has more than 420,000 likes. And the comments are all really supportive, like, wow, girl, such amazing artistry. Oh my gosh, yes, I want to support a Black-owned business. I want to support Black women artisans. Oh my gosh, I'm totally there to support you. Where can I buy your products? Y'all, this is a scam. This is digital blackface. This is AI. Now, I know that AI is getting real good, and if you're older and your eyes are not as good and you maybe took your reading glasses off, you might not be able to tell. I know they're adding a lot more imperfections in the skin, and the movements are more realistic. The hands are suddenly much better. This woman is AI. A dead giveaway. If you don't believe me, first of all, slow down, hone in, look at the teeth. They change. Also, again, the flaws in her skin are changing. The way she talks is not... Y'all, the uncanny valley is still there. Okay, if you're like, but she's really convincing. I think she might be a real person. The dead giveaway for me, as somebody who has an antique treadle sewing machine, is that there's one in one of her videos, and it's obviously AI. It was clearly put together by somebody or an algorithm that doesn't know how treadle sewing machines work. Because there's this little part clearly visible in the video called a thread take-up lever, and it should be moving up and down, and it's not moving at all because it's not a real sewing machine, it's AI. Not supporting a Black-owned business by buying from that scam site. What you're doing is supporting a bunch of slop that's made by Temu or one of these other companies. There's dozens and dozens and dozens of accounts selling these belt buckles. She didn't make them. Because she's not a real person, she's AI. And in fact, there are multiple accounts doing digital blackface, pretending to be Black woman artisans, selling a bunch of again, like complete shit made by exploited workers in some factory in probably, you know, China, like prison labor from China, whatever. It's really, really deceptive. It's a scam. You're buying crap that was probably, you know, $1.50 worth of material, and you're being made to think that you are supporting a Black-owned business, an artisan who is producing something that is of high quality, and you're just buying schlock, mass-produced crap that is not of good quality, is going to end up in the landfill, and somebody is exploiting, taking advantage of the fact that people want to support Black-owned businesses, want to support local artisans and craftspeople. It's a scam, y'all. We've got to get a whole lot wiser. AI is getting really, really good. There's still little tells. We got to pay attention. A bunch.
I ain't gonna lie. She had me in the first half. I was about to be like, hold on, wait a minute. First of all, who are you? But then, you know what I'm saying?
Right? But I just want to say that I firstly had that response, but I also, what she's not going to say, straight, that is anti-Black behavior. I just want to say that right off the top. For someone to put a face up, as they say, blackface, and sell things to the people who have never seen reparations, at least on the scale and proper, like, that is the most despicable, but you know it's going to happen. Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think maybe it's because linguistics are my thing, but I think I'm still stuck on digital blackface.
Yeah, that kind of got me.
The terminology is highly offensive. It's offensive to me. It's because here's the thing: blackface, we know
it's just not really digital blackface.
It's not. It's you're impersonating. Like, there are so many other words that they could have used. But digital blackface, and it was almost like a Freudian slip, like the way she said it, and then she kind of glazed over it. So it's the whole thing. I understand what she's saying, and we talk about this all the time. We wouldn't be here on Tech Week if we were in tech and culture. So that's what we do. We got to stay woke out here, but to say digital blackface is like, so can I say digital whiteface? I'm just saying.
So, I fully understand what you're saying, and I don't think she probably just doesn't understand what she's saying.
I'm confused. I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Because what she described is not actually blackface.
It's not. It's just it's someone, right?
You know, blackface is caricaturizing. It's almost like it's exaggerating Black features and making fun of Black features. This is just using a Black person or Black face to deceive.
Exploit. Exactly.
I hear your point, but it's close enough. It's not the minstrel show, but it's creating a Black figure puppeteered
to entertain. Yeah, I see that too. Yeah,
because like it's they're using blackface to deprive Black people, which I don't know, is kind of maybe equivalent. Maybe.
Yeah. It's sickening.
I'm
maybe it's just the messenger.
What do you think, Dr. P? It might be the messenger for real, because I mean, she had me. I was about to be like, "No, you're not gonna watch this."
That part.
What are you
talking about? Go ahead, Dr. Tori. What are your thoughts?
No, I was just saying, is she AI?
But facts though. Like, that's how deep we were getting.
It's a mirror. It's always smokes and mirrors in technology. I mean, honestly, we knew from the catfishing term that came in 20 years ago that anybody could be anybody if you believe it. And so now, when with AI and everything we're doing, how am I supposed to know if she's not somebody who was giving us something in our head to look out for, and she's the one that we need to be looking out for?
That's how far we've gone.
That's kind of crazy to think about. Like, oh, look, it's the AI is attacking the AI to get you to not think about the AI attacking you.
I mean,
I would dare say that is part of what's going on. But that is also by design. We talk about this a lot on the show.
So.
But we have to remember right now they're saying that Bibi Netanyahu was killed and all this The
I saw that too.
videos were AI, but we have to understand the whole point of all of that and this is to get us to doubt what we are actually seeing and not being able to trust each other in our own communities, or through any of these technologies, which will make us more segregated and disconnected. That is the end goal of all of this, right? Is to antitrust
everything.
You know, we don't got a second what's up, but like kind of want to talk about this a little bit. And it's like when I kind of, you know, when Black Simon just said that, it made me kind of think about, you know, how I'm feeling when I'm looking at like, you know, social media and like the whole stuff about the war. It's like I don't know what I can trust about the war. I don't know if we're winning. I don't know if we're losing. I don't know if the Strait of Hormuz or whatever. I don't know if it's blocked. I don't know if people are getting through. Like all I know is gas got more expensive. I don't know why. I mean, I know why they're telling us, right? Like, but I don't know if it's actually like what's actually what, because like there's things that's on both sides. They're like, oh, we're talking about, we're escorting tankers through the strait, and then they're saying the strait is closed. It's like, do I believe the man who's a known liar, or do I believe the people who are supposedly trying to kill us? I don't know. I believe, you know, right? Because I know, old boy, you didn't take nothing he said and take his word for it, because he just be like, he just lost for fun. Like, it's like a sport at this point. It's like, how much can I deceive these people? And the answer is a lot. But then, how much do you believe the adversary? I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, and we've talked about this. We were talking about this. We've always talked about this ideological subversion. Like that has always been a key goal in power dynamics. Because if I can just keep moving the ball under the cup, and you never know where the ball is. I mean, it just ensues fear, propaganda, pandemonium. Like it's outrage. And so whether we believe it or not, just what that's doing to us mentally, physically, I mean, the hate culture that we just talked about, like just how divisive everything is. It's why, you know, we've talked about thought leadership, you know, critical thinking. Like the only way out is through. Like we gotta go through. There's no other, you know. So it requires us to question everything. And the biggest, I'm gonna say this because we talked about this last week. This is why we have to have community. More than ever, we need each other because we all we got, and we gonna help each other, you know, figure this out. What's real, what's fake, what's in between, you know. But that's my 2 cents.
All right.
One thing just before we let people know again that they should hit that link right here. I just want to close out saying the thing is we do need to be that level of suspicious, you know. So it's not like, oh, they have us wondering what's real. Like we need to be. We went from like just like photos are, you know, when you see a photo, you're like, I believe it, to nah, you can't believe that. It's been photoshopped. And then on to a point where video looked like the video we just saw. So especially for our elders to really know, you can't trust a call from me. We need a secret code that verifies, hang up and call back, all of that. So yeah, that's all I want to say is like, it's not that we are suspicious and paranoid and we don't need to be. That's where we are.
I'm so glad that you brought that up. My parents now only watch AI generated stuff on YouTube. Mostly because they're trying to find out about Burkina Faso and all of that. So they stumble upon these videos. They're well spoken. I can tell right away that they're AI. But they look to them for them. It looks real. It looks, and they're saying the things that they want. And we have to be mindful that the younger generation and the older generation don't have maybe the tools at their disposal to decide what they're seeing is real or factual. And I say to them, that's AI. And then they go, well, what does that matter? You're saying the things I want to hear. I have to say to them, you have to understand, why are they using AI? Why not use their own face? It's easier to get a phone and record and talk into a camera, just like these beautiful four individuals in front of me. There is a reason why. There is a reason why they're trying.
Hence the name, artificial intelligence. I won't go so far as to say that it's not real, because the question then becomes philosophical. According to whom? But we know this, how LLMs are built. A lot of that information is not necessarily fact checked. It's not factual, right? So you may think it sounds intelligent, you may be able to deduct a few things, but at the end of the day, is it factual? Is it real?
I apologize. Where's this background sound? Somebody mute.
Oh, that might be Bentley.
Yeah, that's my dog. I gotta step my voice again to go take care of that real quick.
Okay, all right. He like, come get me.
Whoop him.
But no, just in that regard, it's artificial intelligence, and so explaining that, where it's okay. So these models are being fed a certain kind of way, contextually, to do things, to say things, to hallucinate. So just explaining all that, Black Simon, it's absolutely necessary. It really, really, truly is.
And I want to loop it back to it's anti-Black. For someone to think it's what kind of behavior, not to mention to ingest all of this culture and think just like that, like Suno and the different sound tools where they'll say, now this is ours. They're going to take from the entire internet, just like Elon Musk did, saying, as soon as he bought it, saying, this is my data. That mentality is that of someone who's an enslaver, who will look at the world and say, I found this and I'm the one who should, doing what they do. So
right.
Let's just consider that. Not to say that said, today I coded an app that without AI, I come to the determination, I don't want to code. I'll work with coders. But so it does enable, but I think this is on a systematic level. We'll come back to this in the future, but I'm not someone that's saying, oh, you shouldn't use AI. But when we see someone that's willing to paint themselves in our likeness and represent us, like all of that is anti-Blackness. So let's be careful.
Yeah.
I think we got to move on.
We do.
But we said our piece, and that's what's up.
Yes. So is the next one, is it this the YouTube clip about the Black dollar circulating? That's
and Symbolic, you wanna preface this, because I just want the sister to know that she is with us. She joined us last week. I'm not sure she's joining us this week. But this is that idea.
This is Empress. Okay. So yeah. You know what? Just circulating the internet, connecting with people, connecting people physical, and seeing who's about things that are, that synergize with what we're about. Of course, we big up to Black Network, who came on talking about these same principles of circulating Black dollars. And so seeing this, I was like, this is what we really need to do. I'm sorry. I got to turn this. I'm getting an echo of myself. Anyway, so like this message, I just said, let's play this. Someone in our local area speaking to an important thing that we should ensure is our culture when it comes to spending and seeking out Black business support. Let's go.
Start by choosing to support Black. So what can you do to help? So you can start by choosing to support Black-owned businesses near you, looking for products and services that match your needs and values. Share these businesses with your friends and family, and every dollar you spend is a vote for the kind of world you want to live in. So what can you do to help? So you can start by choosing to support Black-owned businesses.
Short and sweet. All right.
I mean, it's so. Uh-oh.
The video is longer.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know if. Wait. Yeah, it's a little bit longer. It's a little bit longer.
What happened? Start it over.
Looking for products and services that match your needs and values. Share these businesses with your friends and family, and every dollar you spend is a vote for the kind of world you want to live in. So what can you do to help? So you can start.
That's it.
My bad. I misunderstood.
Good. It's a whole series. You can follow Empress thing and check out their products and know that you're dealing with some.
Well, we're having a
It's about
bit
it.
of echo. Actually, I'm echoing now as well.
Yeah, it's all of us.
That's all of us. So, IV.
Am I echoing?
No.
Water. Okay. That might be me.
No, I don't know. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay, yeah. The echo's gone now. I think maybe
There
when
we
you're
go.
playing the
I think it might have been my share.
Yeah, because I did notice maybe it was that before. I did want to say real quick, getting back to that, I am Coach Millie on YouTube said Ujamaa, which is so true. Ujamaa. We Ujamaa,
Shout
rather.
out Coach Millie.
Yeah, for sure. This is what we do.
Welcome,
if you're in
YouTube
here
peeps.
and you have any young people who may benefit from DIY, learning how to build it, at the end of this show, right there, we're going to be doing a spin and a giveaway of a Pi. Is it a Pi Live? Is that the full name?
It is a Raspberry Pi 02W.
W.
WH.
Yeah, it's WH. I was about to say H.
All right.
Dr. Smart said Max Headroom.
Wait, I know Max Headroom, but why now? What?
A little bit ago, he was, we were, whatever, the echoing and so forth. And then he said, taken away from our black dollar. Yeah, for sure. We're talking about blackface. But, you know what? Actually, he may have been talking about what Doc said with, the echoes. I thought he was talking about the whole, maybe the white lady was AI. Okay, anywho. We cooking with gas now. Okay, so someone scanned the QR code.
Someone scanned the QR code. Somebody try to get their pie.
Yeah,
This is good.
Ujamaa.
All right. So
Let's see Ujamaa.
it's almost time to introduce our guest, but before we do that, we have a little bit of a transition.
We do.
Let me make sure that I press the correct button.
Let me get my Elder Sarah shirt ready.
Get your Elder Sarah shirt ready.
Ready?
And it is energy.
Once you stand it, once you get the energy that's still there, can I get a witness? Yeah. Those who witness, the energy is still there. I mean, this ain't some past stuff. Okay, it's still there. As much as they're trying to commercialize.
Man, that's my jam. That's my jam. Okay, so that transition is there for a reason. That means we have finally approached the hour where sorry, got a little private chat going on. That where we can officially welcome our guest. Are we ready to welcome our guest officially? Everybody in agreement say aye. What's happening right now?
Tori, thank you for being here with us on Talk Show on Point. We look forward to hearing, about your story, your perspectives, and building community, because we're really about connecting to do things that we know we need to do in this world. So we know you're doing it. So thank you. Thank you for all you do and all we will do.
For sure, for sure. Just super excited to have Dr. Tori Brown with us today. I think this bio is definitely worth reading, and so that our guests, our family, whether you're watching right now or whether you watch later, you have a full understanding of what this brilliant woman has managed to do in her lifetime and continues to do. Dr. Tori Brown is an author, psychologist, real estate developer, consultant, and technology founder with over 25 years of experience in behavioral science, counseling, education, and economic empowerment. She holds degrees in psychology and African American studies, 2 master's degrees in community counseling and school counseling and education, and a PhD in psychology. With more than 15 years of experience in real estate development and consulting, Dr. Brown has guided entrepreneurs, landowners, and aspiring investors to building sustainable real estate portfolios and structured wealth strategies. Her work integrates behavioral science, financial literacy, readiness, and strategic real estate development to help individuals move from financial instability to asset ownership. She specializes in designing systems that strengthen emotional regulation, improve credit positioning, enhance funding preparedness, and equip individuals to participate confidently in long-term wealth building opportunities. Dr. Brown is the founder of innovative financial literacy readiness initiatives that combine psychology, technology, and structured real estate pathways to expand economic access and increase asset ownership in underserved communities.
That was legitness. Yeah, it was.
Welcoming Dr. Brown. You hit that button right on. This is why IVR want tech friend. He get it in. Welcome, Dr. Brown. What's going on with you? Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for the invitation. This is actually my first podcast interview for 2026. So this is the first one I've accepted.
We're so glad you're doing it with us.
I came and checked out you guys' show. You guys do a fabulous job at what you do. So it was my pleasure to come in. And I see this as service. This is me serving.
That's what's up.
My God.
See, look. He did it again. Listen. Y'all remember a couple weeks ago, Ivy was missing and we was over here like, what? We got to have the sound effects. It just comes with it. It just comes with it. That's what's up. Okay, so what we've done. Empress NG real quick says, I love the shirt. JY is in the building. JY is in the building. That's what's up. For sure.
Gotta check out that new JY song. We'll be playing it soon.
We will be playing it soon. We're actually scheduled, JY's. It's scheduled to be played next week. We're going to premiere your latest track, which is so dope, as everything is. But shifting back to Dr. Tori. So what we do when we have guests, ladies and gentlemen, is we try to put together some interview questions that we think would inform the community, because this show, Tech Week, FinTech for us, this is such an important topic. Not just because we are in the midst of these, financial turmoil. We got rid of the penny. I mean, we're moving more and more. Western Union just announced that they're choosing Solana for Bitcoin. Like, there's so much going on in the world right now, or not. Either way, it requires us to be well informed. And when we think FinTech, where our dollars are going, some of us hard-earned dollars, we need to make sure that the FinTech is FUBU. Because, not to say, I'm just going to say it. It just needs to be us. So when we think about what we need the most, that comes with firsthand experience, I believe, especially if you've walked a certain path and you understand wealth management, generational wealth, you understand transfer, lack of transfer, you understand some of the nuances in, again, emotionally regulating, what it looks like across the board for home ownership versus renting. There's so many facets to financial literacy and the readiness to make sure that you have a strong portfolio. But these are some of the things that some of us may or may not have access to. So we're going to get into it today, hence why the theme of the show is FinTech for us. Why is it important? And yeah.
And on that, if you pull out that FinTech word, financial technology, right? Some people we use short forms, and really there's some people out there who are really not in it. So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Thank you, Symbolic, because you're right. We don't know. Some of us don't know what that is, but FinTech, that's exactly what it is. It's really, banking on your app, moving money on your app.
Or money.
Right.
There's a lot that can fit into that. So.
Absolutely, which we're going to talk about. So let me just preface to say I can't be the only one that's asking questions today, because y'all know I be getting it in like, well, tell us this, tell us that. I'm not going to do that all today. I'm hoping there will be questions for all of us, but we did set this up on an interview because we want to make the most of this time together. So again, welcome, Dr. Brown. How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I mean, it's a beautiful day to create.
It is. It is. Well, when you say beautiful day, I was gonna ask how the weather, but then I'm like, no, we ain't gonna go that old school.
Oh no, it's cold out. It's cold.
Is it cold?
In Florida, and
Florida.
Colder than I needed to be.
You cannot say it's cold when you're talking with people in Canada. And well, actually, it's starting to change up. But we just came through the cold, the real cold.
She said colder than I needed to be.
Which is what, like 40 or 50?
Like 60 degrees out there. She's like, this is cold.
Yeah, it's like 60, but you can tell when here in Florida when people are visiting because they think 70 you get in the water, and we don't do that.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is that like two of the people in this conversation may or may not. One for sure does not know what you mean when you say 50, 70. I'm like, I don't know. Those are just big numbers. Our cold starts at 0. Anyway, enough of the topic we said we're not going to talk about.
See, and I knew me. See, this is how you know you're getting older when you start talking about the weather. I have noticed this. It's like, what's the weather? It's that, stuff I used to hear my grandma and them talking about. Like, what do you mean, what's the weather? Now I'm finding myself talking about it all the time. Like, oh, it's cold outside. Anywho, I knew that would break the ice. So there we go. We got ice cubes.
The weather's serious. So
the weather is serious.
It's not underplay. Weather's serious.
It's serious, namely because what we were just talking about, like weather is being, what have you. That's another show. But let's go ahead and get into it, Dr. Smart Laugh. And Empress said that's not cool. I think she's talking about
I was wondering. Oh, is it about the clankers impersonating our people?
I think that's what she's talking about. I would hope that's what she's talking about.
Confirm that, because I was like, what do we do, Empress? What do we do?
That part. Please tell us. Yeah. Please tell us. So let's get into it. So, Dr. Brown.
Yes.
We know from this illustrious bio and all of the research that we've been doing that you have an extensive background in psychology, real estate, and African American studies. How did all of that, culminating all of that, like lead you to real estate?
I have an undergrad, as you see, in African American studies and psychology. I was always intrigued with psychology, how people think, how people act. I mean, my earliest memory, I'm going to tell you, when I was little, I was always time stamping history. And I'll give you a case in point. I don't know if you guys remember Helter Skelter with Charles Manson, and when he went after these people, right? So I remember being maybe like 7 or 8 years old, and I would ask my mom, like, why they do that? She's like, they snapped. Like, that was not a good enough answer for me. You just snapped and you do that. So I always became intrigued with psychology, how people think, how people snap. And I wanted to figure out how to make them not snap. So, of course, I got into psychology. But being in African American studies, I actually took a couple classes in African American studies and became very intriguing because the education system I was a part of earlier on in life, it was not forthcoming about who we were as African Americans. And so I took one class and it led to another. So then when I got into grad school, I dibbled and dabbled a lot with urban planning, which allowed me to see communities. And so now when you're looking at macro of this is what I need to do on the political level for my community, then you have micro, the people that's actually on the ground doing the grass work. I became interested in the grass work on the ground, boots on the ground work, but I understood the economic power of being on the macro so I can make an impact on the micro. So that's how I got into real estate. And then tech, when you're in a position to move money from the lender to the client, you see those transactions, many deals that allow me to see transaction of money and how money was transferred from the person who had it to the person who didn't have it. And working on projects like that over and over again, I also was having a lot of opportunities to see how people was doing that in tech. So I was very fortunate to become the consultant assistant on tech projects where people was creating tech. And we're talking about the early 2002, 2003, creating tech and being able to finance tech. So that's how I just say it's a God path that he put me on that allowed me to go from that to this little inquisitive girl about Charles Manson to this person of who I am now and what I build intentionally for the people in the communities on the macro and micro level.
No, I love that. And I love it for so many reasons, and talking about Ujamaa, and I'm sure everybody knows this, but Kwanzaa came to be because there was a little girl who asked the question, well, what do they do in Africa for their Christmas time? And that sparked the development of Kwanzaa. So in thinking about children and being inquisitive, like, wait, is that real? Like, well, what happens if we, those memories, that foundation really can go somewhere. It goes back to, symbolic. We talk about this all the time, inspiring the youth. But I love that it's been a dream, a vision from a long time ago. And you're like, okay, this didn't add up. And then too, in thinking about wealth and real estate, we, often we hear that, I think I'm not going to speak for all of us, but I think all of us have on the call, we know the importance of having assets, right? You got some assets, you got some stuff in the fire, right? So it's when we think about real estate in and of itself, albeit land back, and that's just reclaiming the land, right? Making those intentions to actually secure land, building on land, growing food on land, whatever that may be. I think it's, it's key to really, really set up how important acquiring that real estate is to start a portfolio. Don't get me wrong, you can do other things, but the role of real estate in wealth development, it really is important. It's important for so many reasons. But I love the way, like you said, you started looking at these larger transactions, seeing how money is moving, see who's moving the money, who ain't getting the money, because that's huge. I mean, we know that the credit system is still pretty much in control here in the U.S. What the Canadians got? Y'all got credit? Y'all got credit scores?
Most definitely.
Oh, I'm like,
they got social credit.
We got banks too.
For sure. So how do you guys have institutions that do the credit? I'm always asking because I don't want to assume.
Like, cause we got the Equifax and the TransUnion.
Equifax is here.
Okay.
Also, same thing.
Yeah, same
and
thing.
TransUnion too as well.
That's interesting.
Do y'all gotta have 3 times to make 3 times the rent to get an apartment?
Yeah.
They're starting to push that shit here.
Yeah. See, it's real. It's always been like that in America. Yeah. I mean, it's always been that way. So again, some of these things are important for us to think about. But I think the biggest thing is when we're thinking bigger about our portfolio, right? And bigger, 500,000, million, 2 million, 3 million, and up. It's key to just diversify. So I love how you just said, you want to shift it around because you've been in a room with those deals. So that's what's up. So landing in tech, because our one tech friend Ivy, he be doing the tech. How long have you been in tech? And maybe y'all can do some tech. I've been in tech. You been in tech? Yeah. How long have you been building tech projects?
Well, I mean, the novice in me says, as a child, because do you guys remember the VIC-20 back in the day when you had the computer and it showed you how to put the prompts in together? And then, of course, once I got to undergrad, we had Black Planet. And then you learn everybody learned HTML quickly because you need to get the pages up. And so I kind of dibbled in that undergrad, grad school. Of course, I got more serious because I was able to have employment that allowed me to get into doing, real estate deals and community deals that allowed me to kind of play with tech a little bit more. And again, when I had an opportunity to work with a CTO, my CTO, James Muchette, he passed recently, but he actually introduced me to tech as we know it today, because he was working with the World Bank, and he was in charge of making sure that the security, even back then, was in place. And so I was able to work with him on that project, along with another project where we were integrating internet into Sierra Leone. So being able to be introduced, and that would have been around grad school, again, probably around 2005, 2006. And so being able to learn what tech is firsthand as a founder, I would say in the last 10 years, being able to learn and engage in tech as a serious founder, I would say in the last 5 years, because when you're in real estate, you're doing coaching and business, sometimes you'll find yourself skill stacking. And I'm a learner, and I'm always lifelong learning, no matter what degrees I have, right? I'm always learning. And so being able to just skill stack the development of, software developing and putting together a team, and a managed team that is putting together a product that's going to create MVP.
Time out.
In the last 5.
Sorry, time out. IV. Give us a mute if you're typing, so we can hear that. It's gonna seep over. All right.
Yeah, man. I heard it myself, so I went ahead and.
All right. Sorry to interrupt you. Go. Please go on.
Yeah. So no, basically what I was saying is having the seriousness of saying, okay, I have a product. I do not see it on the App Store, so I'm going to build it the way I want it to be built for the population I want to benefit off of.
I can relate.
You can relate. So
Big
that's
time.
been about 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you did say App Store specifically, and that implies that that's Apple. I did, I know this from your profile that you went through the Apple Entrepreneur Camp.
That just from my profile.
Yeah, for sure. No, well, you know what? I was there.
Okay, I was gonna say she was there with me.
I was.
Oh, tell us about that. Well, how did it happen? What was it like? Even y'all together being in the same space, this type of space. So curious.
I know, right? Well,
right. They want to know the skinny. They want to know the dirt.
Well, the skinny is.
I want the tea. I want it piping hot.
Wait a minute. Okay, so So if everybody doesn't know, I'm trying to keep it real professional, because if I don't keep it real professional, ladies and gentlemen, trust me, there will be laughs, and there will be tons of laughs. And I know how our laughs get down. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Tori Brown is the BFF. We've been, golly, I was thinking about this the other day. 2000, we were talking about Tony.
Like
2011.
2020.
No, I'm like, no. One of our other friends, she transitioned.
She did.
Yeah, she introduced. Well, she played a pivotal part in us meeting. So I'm thinking Tim was like 1. So 2011. Yeah, 16, 15 years. So we've been friends for some time, and one of my absolute, again, closest friends, BFF. So she got, and she's gonna tell us the story, the opportunity. She has phenomenal tech to pitch it to Apple and be a part of cohort 17. And she was like, Tiff, you gotta be there with me. And I was like, all you gotta do is say less. So that's what we did. But tell them about Apple.
So Apple, I didn't think I was ready.
We never do.
You never think you're ready. I'm building. And again, the CTO of my company, his name is James Machette III. He actually transitioned as well. But he went to Apple with me. It was me, him, and Tiffany. And so he was always that pushing force with me. I felt like I was his assistant in creating all the time. And then you get that point where your assistant just pushes out at the front of the stage and say, okay, go ahead and perform. And so when he found Apple's application and he sent it to me, he was like, yes, this is what you're going to do. And I thought I was going to do it behind him. And he was like, no, because you're the CEO, you're the founder, I'm going to go behind you. And so basically, we brought Tiffany in because of her skill stack of property management. Look at that's prophetic. Property management, or project management. And so basically, it's thousands of applicants. Applicants that apply every year. And I remember, to be honest with you, and if we can just I just want to be honest with you as an audience, right? Because I feel like as a founder, that's important for me to share my experience as founder. I was having one of those down days, and I was laying there, like, when you're creating, you always think something's not going to work. Like, oh my God, I'm just creating. And it was one of those days I was feeling like that. I'm gonna put all this money in there, put all this time in there, and time is money. So I'm just really like spent. And I get this call from the 484, and I'm like, I paid my Apple bill. What Apple calling me for? So to get a call from Apple, and it's not because of your bill, but it's because Apple is saying, hey, we've selected you to interview you to be a part of our cohort. And so I like, okay, go ahead. Yes, I'll accept
Apple
the
got
interview.
that one right.
I got that one right. And so they interviewed us. Well, they interviewed me. And so I don't know. I got off the phone like, it's like a job interview. It's Apple. Did you bomb it? So probably like maybe about a few months later, because Apple do hold you like that. They a few months later, then I got the email that we were in, and I was able to bring my team in. But what I want to say is that was the first opportunity. When you become part of the Apple family, it's very fulfilling, because they know they chose you for a reason, and they don't just choose everyone. So you know that you're in there. And the fact that we're like, Tiffany and I don't talk about it because we're actually sworn to secrecy by Apple. To this day, we really don't talk about it. I mean, people know publicly, and we have PR that went out about it. But once you're a part of that Apple team and Apple cohort, we're forever locked in. And so that experience led me into being able to apply for other places, such as I'm actually got awarded, and I can actually have to get permission to talk about this too for this interview, that I was a part of the Watson Institute Truist Bank Fellowship, where they have over 800 applicants that apply, and they only choose 50 nationally. And I'm actually one of the 50 people that has been accepted to that program. So 14-week program, very excited about that.
That was legitness.
Yeah, it was. Huh? Congratulations. Congratulations.
For sure.
So all that I'm saying is that you find yourself as a founder growing in areas because other people believed in you to put that in you, right? And as they're putting things in you, they're putting things on you. They're putting pressure on you to be better. You may feel like they're nitpicking, and you may feel like they're singling you out, but in reality, they see you as the visionary, scholar, creator person you are. They just see you this far from greatness, and their job is to just push you there even further. So although it's a lot of work, so much work on top of the other work I do, I'm really grateful for my time with Apple, just like I'm grateful for the time that I'm doing with Wasson Institute and how they are putting their people and their resources behind, because they want my tech, my FinTech, to work and impact communities.
Yeah, I can say, and just beyond, like you said, we're sworn to secrecy, but beyond, to be in that incubator, especially the community-based incubator, where you get an opportunity to network, where you get an opportunity to grow your skills, to see your blind spots, right? This is about self-awareness. It really does. It strengthens you. Like you said, when you feel like, I'm not doing this no more. Like I've been doing this work for a long time, because you have being highly creative. You have times where it's like, am I, what I'm developing, is it quote unquote good enough, right? Will it get to, the place that it peaks, right? When am I gonna have, 500,000 users? So, you think of all of those things, especially when you're building tech. So to be in those spaces with these, cohort groups, they have been, it's game changing. It's game changing because people remember you. They remember you, so that's what's up. Well, I had to drop that in there because, I had to drop that in there. But in other questions, I do want to know, because
hold on, wait a minute. I thought you weren't trying to ask all the questions.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead, because this I've been
eyeballing this question, and I want to ask it. All right.
Okay.
All right. So you're a founder. I'm actually curious. Kind of twofold question, but what's the most prized tech solution that you either built, or what? 3-part question. What's your most prized tech solution that you have built and invested in?
Well, great question, because when you ask me that, it's like if you had 15 kids, then you say, which kids you like the best?
I mean, there is one.
Because it's always 1 or 2 or 3.
Oh, come on. He says that with his one kid. You better not say that when you have more kids.
I got a lot of projects that I've kind of like built, for hackathons and whatnot, and I got a favorite.
Okay.
Oh, I got a favorite. I guess I was going to preface this by saying this, that yes, there's always a favorite.
You still love your other kids.
I love my other kids. Some of them a little slower than the others, but some of them a little quicker than the others. But I love all my babies. But then the babies you want to have, because you're always creating, right?
You know what? Let's rephrase it a little bit.
Okay.
Which ones that you have built or invested do you think have had the most impact?
Oh, okay. The FinTech project that I'm developing now, Pearl Belle, is the most profound out of them all. I believe that it took pieces of me from all the other children, and how by the time you got to the oldest child always get the hardest part, but by the time you get to the younger children, it gets a little bit easier, of course. And so Pearl Belle, which is a product that I'm working to, as I'm developing it, one of the things that Pearl Belle is a financial readiness system that allows me to help individuals get ready for the lending situation. So we have the line of work that I work in now. I help people purchase homes, get access to business funding, acquire real estate assets, and I also help people do asset development. So I took what I've been doing for the last 15 years and created a system that was going to operate without me. So I created an AI companion. So what I did was, and a lot of times people talk about, we have these bots. I actually been creating AI prior to the bust of OpenAI and so forth. Guys, I was kind of a prompt engineer prior to everybody, getting in the game now. So one of the things that happened in 2023 when my sister passed unexpectedly, she was a real estate agent. She was my business partner, Kimberly. She passed, and then my mom, I'm also a caregiver. My mom, got sick, and she had, was in a hospital for a long time. And so during that time, it took me away from my clients, and I had to give care, and I had to deal with my own emotional issues of grief and so forth. And so something suffered, right? You're either gonna give your time to your family, your clients, or yourself. And so what I created was a companion, an AI companion, that as a psychologist, I took my personality profile and I took my sister's personality profile, and I created a AI bot named Kimmy in our image that knew everything about our business and continued to develop her, work with her, and create her for years. I mean, I trained her for years, from 2023 to now. And so as I've developed that, what I created was Kimmy Insight, which is that particular companion. But what I did was I took pieces of her and I created babies for her that I pull out and I drop into multiple products. So Pearl Belle is the first of many products that uses Kimmy Insight, but I am in Kimmy Insight, and Kimmy Insight is in Pearl Belle, and Pearl Belle is the system that's helping people get ready to meet the requirements needed to become financed for home ownership, business funding, acquiring real estate, and identifying the solutions or the steps to help them secure overall financial security. So I'm very proud of that. Spent a lot of money on that, still paying for that thing, but I love it. It's my baby.
That actually really reminds me of something that I'm doing. It's kind of similar, probably not as in depth, but I have a system that I built. I call it TEMA, and it actually means a bunch of different things depending on the context. And so one of those contexts is threat intelligence management agent. And so what it does is I'm actually training a small, well, relatively small LLM on cybersecurity data, and so I have an app that I built last year called the NIS Pocket Guide. I'm actually changing the name to Oscar Pocket Guide. And I'm taking a piece of TEMA and I'm putting it inside of the app. We're not necessarily putting it inside of it, but the app is going to communicate with my TEMA system through the cybersecurity language model, and that's going to power some of the features of the app. And so it's a little bit of parallel there in how we're doing things. I don't think that what I'm doing is as in depth as what you're doing, but it's kind of like a similar type of setup that we got going on there. What do you, are you?
But I believe I believe cybersecurity is one of those under tapped systems. So
for sure,
I believe, based off of hearing what you just said, you're ahead of the game because many people may have not skill set interest with a product yet that's actually ready to deploy. So
it is. It's actually definitely undertapped because and there are some apps, and there's a couple others that kind of coming along, but none of them really kind of fill the niche that I'm trying to fill. And so I think I like that, and I find it as an opportunity. But I want to ask, are you programming yourself?
Just before you ask the next question, I just want to shout out Coach Millie for setting fire to the chat, you know, saying it's legacy what you're building, shout outs, and saying, you know, that the questions resonate and so forth. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So I was wondering, are you building it? Yeah. Are you programming it yourself?
Yes. Well, I have a team.
Okay.
That I have a CTO. I when my original CTO transitioned, I interviewed and hired another CTO to fill his spot, and then we have about a team of because I do different products. I have augmented reality. I have AR.
Oh, nice.
I have a lot of different. Yeah, so we have a whole full-fledged tech team. Depending on the project, it can be anywhere between 3 to 5 people on the projects at a time. So as the founder CEO, I'm curious about, like, I'm the visionary, and then my CTO is one of the ones who implement, and we tag team together to hire, you know, the leads of the areas that we need. What I do, because I kind of put myself in a position like Steve Jobs. I learned a lot from just, you know, watching and reading him. My tech teams are separated. Therefore, they don't know what I'm doing until I release that information at the time. So I think that's how I protect my IP with the team that I use. I always have my hands on the throttle. I know, you know, where to put one. One of the things I'm great at is management, in terms of knowing what personality and what skill set is going to fit for this skill set. And I welcome the autonomy of creativity, long as they follow the regimen in which guidelines I am requiring for that particular product. So we tend to work good. I've always worked like that in tech for the last, 15, 20 years. So I continue to, keep that technique to strengthen my products, because I always tell them we are responsible for making the greatest thing next every time. So we can't just stop and be proud of ourselves here, because we got something else to do tomorrow.
Facts.
It don't stop.
Yeah, I had a relatively pretty good day today, and my wife is like, yeah, you did such a good thing today. I was like, I mean, it might seem like that, but to me, it's just another step to the place where I'm trying to get to. Like, I'm not there yet, so I can't really, like, I don't like to celebrate the little wins, although maybe I should sometimes, but it's like I can't celebrate until I get to where the vision is. But in that exact same mindset, it's like the next thing is the best thing, right? And it's gonna be better than the last. And I like how early when I asked you, like, what's the best tech, what's the best the best thing you built, or the most impactful thing you built. Because I'm not sure if you are familiar with OpenClaw. Are you familiar with like OpenClaw, or I guess CloudBot, or whatever the thing was? Little AI agents that people are putting on their computers and things like that. Yeah. So the guy who created that, right? He had, I want to say it was either 44 or 43 projects on his open source project on his GitHub, and none of those projects really took off. And then the 44th or the 45th, whichever it was, project was OpenClaw, or at the time it was CloudBot. And that took off like crazy. Like, I think it got like 150,000 stars, basically like 150,000 people liked it on GitHub. And it took those 40 projects, each of those projects built up or occupied a separate like little utility. And then they all came together to make CloudBot or OpenClaw. And then that's the one that took off. And so, like, when I see that and I hear stories about that, it's really kind of inspiring, because I kind of take a similar approach. It's like, okay, I built this little thing, and then I built this other thing, but this thing is kind of related to that thing, and then I could bring those two ideas together to build something else on top of those two ideas, and then take that, I could build something else, then bring those ideas together and build something that kind of incorporates all of those ideas or little pieces from each one, and then eventually you got something where it's like I have a complete solution that's built up of all of these little parts that I built up over time, and now that is the thing that could take me to higher heights.
It is. I mean, I think one thing that I apply for a lot of grants. I apply for a lot of to facilitate the R&D on my products. I'm a grant writer, so I'm always applying for grant funding to be able to get market research, get validate the product, and and get the R&D. And one of the things that I recommend for any individual that's going that route, like I have with my products, is to really take the feedback and use it to your advantage. Because if they tell you no, look, I got a brother, so I think about when I was younger and we would fight, he'd throw you down, and eventually he's not gonna be able to throw you down as hard as he used to, because you're gonna get used to that impact. You're gonna get used to tussling with him. I use that same analogy with when I'm pursuing funding, pursuing investors, pursuing everybody. Everybody's not going to say no at the same time. Eventually someone's gonna say yes. So keep getting thrown down and get used to getting thrown down. So when you don't get thrown down, you are in the position to just go. So I applaud anyone who, like yourself, who keeps going, keep creating. Because do y'all remember Back to the Future? Dr. Brown is funny because people always say he in the garage, he created, and finally, it happened. Marty McFly, he out of here. So you want to make sure you don't miss your opportunity to make Marty McFly get out of there, because you can't give up before it's time. Yeah.
It's like that. It's like that meme where the guy's in the mine and he's right there at the diamond, but then he gives up. Right? If he'd have kept a couple more strikes, and he hit the jackpot. But it's like, oh man, I've been doing this for years and years, and nothing ever come to it. And then it's like, Nipsey Hussle said, it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? Like, he's like, my key to success was I didn't stop. You just don't stop. People who fail are the ones who stop. As long as you don't stop, yeah.
And this is like a great point in terms of the psychology of it all, because we often talk about this online, but there's something to be said about staying power, being defeated often and being overlooked, begging for money for your projects when you know that they're viable. It's defeative. It can chip away at you. So to have that quote unquote mindset that you're not going to give up. We say this all the time in the practice. Sensei, if he was alive, was never give up. But being honest, we're human, and sometimes it does get a little. It's like, I think I'm gonna throw in a towel. So there is a psychological profile that I think. Of course, having a sound community where you can actually, have the people around you like, yo, don't give up. What you're doing is hot. But I do think that there is something to be said about the individual that can carry you on despite, building those 43 projects and not having someone look their way. So I hear you, Ivy, just keep pressing. But it's commendable for sure, because everybody can't do it. Everybody can't do it.
Yeah, and I think the fellowship that I'm in allows me to speak the language that the investors want to hear to fund the projects, and being in a position to, that you have all these things where people always want to sharpen your pitch, and you can sharpen your pitch, but sometimes what you're selling is not what someone's buying.
Right.
And knowing when to psychologically say, oh, I'm going to keep going no matter what they say, or I'm going to sit down and think about how can I make this better, or just pushing through and say, no, I believe in myself and I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to make this possible. So I think being in this fellowship that I'm in, this is my third week, and it's 14 weeks. I can literally tell you they've ripped me apart, and now they're trying to put me back together, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, that's what love do. When you really, like you said, when you have those people that really they want to support you, they know what they see, because we don't often see ourselves. Again, we don't see our gifts, we don't see what comes natural to us. So having people that can do that, it's critical when you're building something as important as Pearl Belle, which we're going to talk about because we got to get to this giveaway. So what is Pearl Belle? And let me say, ladies and gentlemen, for Bee Stinger in the building, that's what's up. What is Pearl Belle. And just to let everybody know, Pearl Belle is a fintech solution created by Dr. Brown that focuses on financial readiness. But I want to hear from Dr. Brown in her own words. What is Pearl Belle and what is the benefit? What are the values to us? Because you built it, you know it, right? But what are the benefits and the values for us to be encouraged to use Pearl Belle?
So Pearl Belle is a financial readiness system that allows individuals to increase their readiness. It measures a person's readiness towards being able to be ready for home ownership, starting a business, acquiring real estate, and having overall financial stability. So it measures it. So as it measures it from a schedule from 1 to 100, it allows individuals to see, okay, I'm a 40. How can I get to 100 so I'm fundable on all three bases, right? What Pearl Belle is a companion. It's a talk companion. It's me inside of the system guiding people to get ready for the funding process. So what I've done well is take a product that utilize who I am and allow me to create a system around it that can operate without me over and over again. I believe that's one of the founders. If there's a thorn in the side as a founder or creator or CEO, it's the person who built a company that has to survive because they're in the chair. And because I've spent many, many years in that position, this time I've successfully matriculated to the point that it is important that you as a CEO, founder, or creator create a product that can exist without you. And so that's what I did. So now just to answer your other follow-up question about who does it serve and why does it serve, I'll give you a case in point scenario. Let's just say we have a 42-year-old single mother, 2 children, been divorced, and she's trying to rebuild her life. Imagine psychologically, she's trying to build her life now with her family, her children, and she has a job, she has income, but she wants a home. And so now you're dealing with the family members of saying, oh, it's a good time to get a house. And you got a friend who say, oh, it's a horrible time to get a house. And then someone who says, oh, girl, you can't trust them. They just out for the money. They ain't going to try to really help you get out. You're dealing with the talk. You see social media is telling them this thing, that. So now that individual has an opportunity to get into Pearl Belle and really measure truthfully where she's at in her financial situation and gauge where she needs to adjust her finances, her psychological perspective, her trust factor, because all those can inhibit your ability to get access to home ownership. So when we don't have a situation where individuals are purchasing or getting access to home ownership, we're minimizing their opportunity for financial stability, because now with home ownership, they're building equity. So she wants to have legacy for her children. She wants to pass them down. So that home ownership is an important piece for her to have financial stability. So when we look at the research and the statistics that says that the personal net worth, especially for people of color, is so beyond the wealth gap for non-Black or white individuals who are amassing wealth in a faster rate versus the gap of the African-American woman in this particular case. It's a big gap there. Research also shows that if the net worth of individuals of people of color are so much behind, if there's just a $400 emergency, an individual, they're done. She can't, if her car breaks down, she's done. She goes into this debt. She goes into this potential situational poverty situation where she may have years before she can recover. So Pearl Belle is not just about finances. It's about identifying the psychosocial, social, emotional aspect of that consumer, of a woman who wants to buy a house, but there's so much more going on with her than just buying a house. So now, when we just talked about earlier about this AI, where people who have good AI, bad AI, and you have good and bad AI, I think technology can be good or bad depending on who the beholder is, right? And so, well, Pearl Belle, I'm the good guy. I'm the good girl. You know what I'm saying? That's using it to impact. But just know there's 1,000 people who are the bad guy who are going to try to come behind me and use it for transactional reasons. Get that money, get that money, get the money. Now we fall into, unethical, tech. But again, to make sure I'm answering your question properly, is Pearl Belle allows individuals to have a trusted companion source that they can use, that's not their friend, not their family member, but a person that's designed specifically for them to help them get the house, and now say, what's the next step? So we can get them on the road for financial stability, because the person who sell you the house, they're gone. Who's going to make sure that person gets a second house or a third house or an investment property or start a business or make sure their family has financial security? So Pearl Belle, sorry, it's just different levels to Pearl Belle. So it's not just about finance. It's about the whole pie that allow us to create a product that's impacting community financially, socially, emotionally.
Yeah, and it's needed. It really is, because when we think about finances, sometimes just the way that we lock up when thinking about finances and predatory lending, our the racial barriers. Like we've always been talking about access, but to really get serious about our finances and say, albeit starting a business, owning a home, owning several properties, land, bonds, crypto, all of it. Which is why I asked a question leading from the other question, is it's mindset. It's, the one question that we all should answer every single day. What do I want? Truly, not what, like you said, my mama want for me. No, what do I want? What does my legacy look like? Children are not. Because you're here for a reason. So just in understanding that is the stark difference between this fintech solution built by us, for us, and others, where it's, amassing that data, right? Because they're going to move you into products and or services that may be detrimental to your portfolio, right? Readiness means you get acquainted with the language involved. You get acquainted, like you said, with your personal assistant, if you will. You're becoming more informed. Now you know how to ask the questions, right? You know how to quote unquote conduct yourself. And this is not, we're not talking about being performative, but you know how to conduct yourself in the high status financial meetings, so that you can go after bigger deals, if you will. Getting funded for $50,000 can change your life. It really can. If you're not used to having $50,000, getting funded for $50,000, and now you can get that business off the ground. You can build that NIST pocket guide. You can build that app, that XR app. You can get these things going. It really does change who you are. It does, because now you have access to the bag, and now you can not only say, I got $50,000 for this project, but you know what? I'm also building up my equity in my house. I'm actually going to get this rental property. So again, diversifying your portfolio, it's key that you understand that you must be ready for wealth. It's not what most of us think, like, oh, I'm just gonna get the bag and be out here on Instagram. Like don't believe the hype. Like, that's not what the wealthy do. You have to be in a certain mindset. So I think when I first discovered Pearl Belle, like, that was what I walked away with. And my sentiment about, capitalism, the system, but in terms of thinking about my family and how my family has, traversed wealth and wealth building, and how I know I want my children to be set up. It's like, yeah, it's time to get real serious about the questions that I'm asking myself, what I'm entertaining even every day. So again, that's the difference to me with Pearl Belle. It's the mindset before you even have that big, business dream. From somebody who's been again in business again almost 18 years now, you think about it like, yeah, it may sound great, it may be great, but you got to be willing to get up when you're tired. You got to be willing to spend money that you didn't think you had. You got to be willing to do the things to get that business off the ground, and sometimes it's tough. So all right, that's my 2 cents. But I do want to tell the people, because I did see Laura Chaperone. Oh my God, I love that name. Pearl Belle is the name of the app. And Dr. Smart said he's working on something that there can be some synergy, keeping that project in mind for a project he's working on. He's thinking about the synchronization. Yeah, for sure. That's what we do here. We about community. So, Dr. Smart, you go ahead on and text 813-709-7900 with your name, email address, zip code, and hashtag TSOP, Talk Show On Point. And you will get VIP access to the special opportunity connected to this show. Nowhere else, y'all, because we special like that.
I did have a quick question.
Sure.
What about people who are outside of the USA?
Located where?
Canada.
Yeah, absolutely. Or even the UK, Spain, Europe, Africa.
Good comeback. Good comeback, Black Simon.
That's a great question. We hadn't thought past. Well, I'm gonna say we haven't thought past. We are currently creating for the U.S. However, it wouldn't be. I'm gonna say it wouldn't be difficult, because I'll never say anything's difficult, because my former CTO taught me, as long as we can think it, we can do it. So I think it would be a matter of reimagining what these type of criteria would look like outside of the U.S. borders, because it would entail, we're learning, as I was learning from you, Symbolic, what you were saying as far as you guys use as credit reports and stuff like that. So I was tuning in when you were saying that earlier and looking at what that would look like. It would be a matter of seeing internationally what are the credit, if there are, because I know some countries just don't do it like we do here in the U.S. And so internationally, I wouldn't put it past me. I'm very innovative, and I'm very determined to impact not just the nations, but the world. So great.
I can't speak for all Canadians, but we love you up here. Come on up. Right. Bring us some of that.
Yeah.
Some of that.
I would love to. In fact, a lot of our investors that invest in some of the tech that we've been a part of is Canadian. So we get a lot of investors from Canada who invest in products here in the U.S. So.
And by the way, you can look in the chat and see the Canada and the motherland.
For sure. For sure. Oh man. Okay, so this has been amazing. Like I know I've learned quite a bit, and I'm not just saying that because this is the BFF. I'm saying in terms of thinking about some of the things that we typically don't in terms of the portfolio. Now really is a time, y'all. And we say all the time, I know my co-hosts agree with me, if you can build with your people, do it. Do not hesitate to do it. Trust is a factor. But even unearthing why we are struggling with trust, there are ways that you can vet something, and this is what Pearl Belle does. I need to vet this quick because times are changing, and I need to get in this hot seat. I'm ready. So
yeah, and if I could just say one more thing, because I think from a consumer side, people don't always realize lenders want to lend. I'm going to be honest with you. They want to give you the money. It's just you need to know where to put yourself in position to get access to it. So this is just a tool to allow people to fit that criteria to get the billions other businesses are getting that don't look like us. We got to tap in.
For sure. Seriously, for sure. Look, Siri think I'm talking to her. Girl, bye. Anywho, wait a minute.
Yeah, we definitely can't get out of here without just a couple more questions.
Well, yeah, because I'm sorry, I'm a little overzealous because I'm like, when we slinging this pot? But go ahead, let's get the tech questions.
All right. Well, before the tech question,
Wait,
I something that I was thinking about before, and I know we're almost out of time, but if quick fast you could speak, please, Dr. T. To
you can hear me now? You can hear me now, right?
Can't hear you now.
Okay. I think my gate was too aggressive.
Wait, what? No, I was mid-sentence, bro. What do you want it?
Well, I was trying to say something for me. Go ahead and finish your talk.
Oh, I see. I'll wait then.
No, go ahead. You was talking.
Just simply your experience with mentoring. Were you mentored, or do you now mentor? I was curious about that, and then we have our tech questions, but I'll let Ivy go first. Yeah.
Was I mentored?
Did you have any experience with mentoring? Do you have any thoughts about it?
You mean mentoring others?
Let's start with, did you have any elders or anything that you benefited from, and how's that looking in terms of yourself being a mentor too?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a lot of elderly people in my family who they're struggling with technology, this AI, the trusting, like Black Simon talked about earlier, and I've even touched on it too. They're struggling with it, and some may embrace it. And so I think the best parts of what we're saying with the elderly is genuinely the fact that we have to look at how we are being sensitive to how elderly may fall behind. And so to get to your question about mentoring, I think that because they have raised us up as being our mentors, I believe it's our responsibility to turn around and mentor them as elderly with tech and bring them back. They were so kind to raise us. I believe we shouldn't have enough time to come back and raise their intellect and engagement with tech, because tech needs them and they need the tech. And I say all that as I was building my companion, my mother, and this was a pivotal point in my tech discovery. My mother had a stroke, and she was having speech issues, and she was in speech therapy. And one of the things that I was training Kimmy, and she says, if this thing is so smart, why can't it tell me a bedtime story? And I asked her, it was a business bedtime story, but it was. And so this brought my mom to talk to Kimmy. And as I looked at that dynamic, a woman who had a stroke with a speech problem was interacting with Kimmy, and they were communicating. And so what brought me to the realization that elderly need this. There's other products that I'm creating, of course, because of that time. But just to answer your question in terms of the mentoring, absolutely. I think the elderly is what mentored me. And through my product and what I'm building, outside of Pearl Belle or even within Pearl Belle, it's the opportunity for us as those to come back and mentor the elderly and help them. They need the companionship.
That is a very interesting point in perspective, how it, in the case of tech especially, flips. I mean, generally speaking, they say, you have two childhoods. So yeah, that's a very it's a good point, because we know that we do need to give that time and attention with our elders with this fast evolving tech. IV wanted to ask a question, and then we got a couple of quick ones but fun ones.
Well, it wasn't much of a question. It was really more so of a statement.
State it.
Yeah. So a couple years ago, there was a study that was I think it was called Road to Zero Wealth, essentially it highlighted how non-Black people, particularly our fairer skinned counterparts, have on average a 6-figure net worth as a household, and then Black people have, and I think Hispanics maybe have roughly low 5-figure average net worth, household net worth, and by the year 2048 or 2052, that number will go from the low 5 figures to 0. And I think that Pearl Belle is, I'm not sure if you know about that study or not, but Pearl Belle is a direct response to addressing that finding. I'm not sure what the numbers are today, but I really appreciate how knowingly, unknowingly, Pearl Belle is a direct response to try to address that finding or that concern that we are supposedly going to have a 0 net worth, because that's not the way it should be.
Yeah, it's funny you should say that, and I didn't mention it on here, so thank you for giving me the space to mention this. I'm actually also an author, and I actually wrote a book in 2021 called The Color of Home Ownership, Increasing Wealth in Black and Brown Communities. Mm-hmm. And in that book is full of data that I collected from the different wealth gaps between white, Black, and the net worth. And when I spoke of, there was a lot of things that brought me up to Pearl Belle today. Writing that book was the first step. And it came, actually, ironically enough, and you brought it up, it came from those statistics that I saw. It hurt my feelings. Yeah. I said, whoa, we got to do something. So to answer your question, that came and then Pearl Belle evolved. True. Because of what I researched there.
It was pretty disheartening for us. Myself and a group of my friends, we were, I think we were applying for a cannabis license in Maryland at the time, because they were giving out new licenses for cannabis businesses, and those businesses ended up going to make millions of dollars. But that's a whole story by itself. But yeah, it's really appreciated, because that what you're building is a direct response to those numbers, and that's definitely appreciated. That's definitely what we need, and that's Rashana likes to say, hey, what are our solutions, and the problem, and you have the solution, one of the solutions.
Dr. T is the solution,
for sure.
The system I created becomes the system, so I can have the room to create other systems, because the money is there. Being able to put the money in people's hands, like yourself and your team, to create the cannabis business, to be able to compete with the others who had access to the money. The difference between you and them is they had access. You possibly at the point didn't. And so now I've been funding people for over 20 years.
Yeah.
So I can fund anything that don't float or fly. That's just what I've been doing for 20 years. Now this allows me to have a system that I can actually help others get ready, because I need you at the table.
Yeah.
So when the next state open up with a cannabis opportunity, I need you, Ivy, to have money in your hand so you can compete. Yeah. And that's my goal for any and every one of you guys who want to take those particular routes to finance businesses and be successful.
You are most definitely appreciated. And so now we have our tech questions, which I believe those are the ones where we're talking about what's your favorite piece of technology.
Well, if we start with, tell me about a technology that you use every day.
Every day, yeah.
iPhone. Apple. I mean, I came in, listen, being able to go to Apple camp, that's what they call it, the Apple Entrepreneurship Camp. I felt ready, because I was already using Apple. I'll tell you a quick little story. When I was first developing with my CTL, I only had Android. And he told me he was going to kick me off my team when I didn't have an Apple, because he said, how are you going to create anything? And this is pre everybody getting into apps. How are you going to test anything with just an Android? So I actually bought an iPhone, and it sat for years, and I only used it to test the apps that we were creating. So now Apple is my everyday. I have it every day.
You know what?
You see that symbolic?
Stops on the Apple,
See
but
that?
But I gotta tell you a quick fast, and then it's good, which does lead into the last question. My brother gave me an old Apple, and at the time I'd used so many phones. I love my, I wouldn't say early adoption tech, like my new tech, but I didn't want to pay all that money, so I had the Windows phone. The Palm Pilot was good. Actually. Windows was terrible. The Palm Pilot was good. The what's another one back then? Anyways, and I said to him, especially the window. I was actually at the Windows point, so it was so bad. I said, how come? Like, what am I going to do when it freezes? I can't open the battery. It doesn't have a secondary off switch. I can't pull out the. And he's like, no, it just works.
Exactly.
You'll never experience it.
True story. I was like, and it did. So I can't hate on that. So, speaking of which, here's the question, Dr. T. Would you tell me about a technology that you miss?
You know what? I kind of low key miss my BlackBerry and SkyPager.
Pager.
Remember the SkyPager?
SkyPager a particular thing? Because
it is.
Yeah, it was a SkyPager. It was bulky, but see, it was the first device that had, because I'm also investing in stocks, and so I remember having that. All my, put my ticker names in there. All the tickers come in for the stocks that I was invested in. And just a little quick story. I remember being in church, and I knew I had invested when I invest in stocks when they go down. And then I think this was some Kmart. Y'all remember Kmart when it dropped really down low, and we thought Kmart was over. And I had it went down to like something like 32 cents. So I took my student loan check. Look, I guess I'll say this publicly. I took my student loan refund check and I stacked up, right? I was like, Kmart ain't going nowhere. Martha Stewart there, it ain't going nowhere. And I remember sitting at church and I saw it went to like 94 cents. And I said, Pastor, I got to go because I needed to go get to the computer so I could dump all my stocks and get paid.
Word. So you're a SkyPager. You could watch your stocks. That was an early time. That's one thing you remember on that device.
She day trading at church.
Yeah. Hey, got to get it past
on the Lord's time. That's shameful.
Thank you.
Day trading on the Lord's time. She got paid.
Huh?
I said she day trading on the Lord's time, but she got paid though.
Hey, you think whatever time you're day trading is the Lord's time, you know what I'm saying? It's all divine time, so it might as well be now. You gotta do it.
I had that pager on me, just think, what if it was in the car and then and it dropped down to 50 cents and it's in the car, it was on my hip,
No, you want them ties, don't you?
Yeah. I'll be right back. Just let me go get the tithe money.
And I left. I left. I just left church. I had to go to because I had to go to a computer to trade. Back then. So yeah, I was out of there. I said, I'll see y'all next week.
I know you felt amazing. She's on top of the world.
Oh yeah, it was good. It was good. And so I tell that story too because tech it evolves. Like some people, if I speak to them about the SkyPager, if they Google it, they'll be like, "Oh, what's that? Oh, that's what that is." But other than that, yeah, it was. Hey, SkyPager wasn't just for the doughboy.
Right. They weren't. They really weren't. They weren't. Good stuff like back in the day. For real, for real. That's what's up. So I just want to remind everybody who's watching, I think we had a little blink out of the chat. I don't know, maybe it's on my end. That if you in fact text 813-709-7900 with your name, email address, zip code, and hashtag TSOP for Talk Show On Point, Dr. Brown is going to give you VIP access to Pearl Belle. I mean, this is going to be, and to be honest, I think it's something special in there. I don't want to overspeak because I know, but you're going to have a special opportunity connected to the show. So, yeah, do that. Do that.
Talk Show On Point. Exclusive opportunities.
This is what we do. I'm trying to make sure I mute with my sneezing and sniffling because I ain't trying to get in trouble. But anywho,
Man, I got in trouble a couple times tonight already.
You know, it's like, what is going on? Dr. Smart says, thank you so much. Salute. We appreciate the fam for joining us. We got a few more things that we got to do before, we got to go home, but we got to get up out of here. One of those things, I believe, is getting to our Raspberry Pi giveaway.
It's Tech Week, y'all. It's Tech Week.
It's Tech Week, and I just want to make sure. Somebody scan that QR code. So we got one more name that we have added to the pot. Let me see here. Let me see how can I get these names to our One Tech friend here. Let's see.
You always say that, and we all tech friends.
This is
tech. Dr. T used tech. Black Simon used tech. But
this is very true. We all are tech friends, but ID and Dr. Brown they be. That's all right. I'm coming with Gemini Enterprise in a minute, man. I think Black Simon building something symbolic already in the fast lane because he done built a whole app. Like, it's okay. We coming.
I mean, we're gonna call it the slow lane, but it's moving.
Go around.
Yeah, go around for sure. What is Empress? Empress Ing says, I don't have a zip. Yeah,
this is
Canada.
true.
That's unfortunate.
Is that? Oh, that's a requirement of the. Oh, I didn't even catch that one.
Yeah,
for sure.
We're waiting for Dr. T to upgrade us in Canada. That's what we're waiting for.
Let me upgrade you.
Yeah,
please text me. That number comes to me. So text me, check in, let's talk.
Yeah, for sure. Great. Because we never know. And I know we do have to be honest, Talk Show On Point does have some special collaborations in the work right now. So Empress NG, and this could be, I see some synergy between one of them. Yeah, I see something for you. So we are always, again, we are about community. We are about reciprocity. So when we say we build, this is what we do, y'all. Like this is
what we are doing. Coach Millie.
For real.
So glad to hear that.
That she just text. That's what's up.
Right. And this is the whole how you see we move. This is our goal. It's not just some things that's all about us. We're looking at this world. We're into the tech. And we're seeing both the opportunities and the dangers. If we're not pulling it together, now is the time. So to have someone who's building, for it to be family already. So that to me, because I know Sister Rashanis, just a stellar person who's building, who's seriously about it, brilliant, talented. And so when you're brought, that's and the same thing's going to happen. You can when you come to Toronto, Dr. T, you're going to see that's how I'm going to like Rashanis can testify that I'm let me see who you can connect with, people who are and similarly we're creating this culture online. How do we roll? We share, we big up, we give prizes.
We do. We really, really do. And thank you for that, Symbolic. You already know Symbolic for mayor, y'all. It's coming. Trust me, y'all gonna see it on a TV station, a radio station near you. You're gonna be like, Symbolic running for mayor. I tried to told y'all. He running for mayor.
I just didn't know about it yet.
That part.
Like Olivia, who is a good mayor in Toronto we got right now. Not a crackhead or anything. Anyways, that's a whole other issue. But she's good. I'd be like, move over, Olivia. Just give me a little co-seat. Don't worry, we'll do good things. Yo, here we go. Let's see where we go. Joseph, that I'm assuming is Black Network.
Black Network, it is.
That will be and then we have Tasia.
We do. I am Coach Millie is in the she's in the running. Okay. All right. We got Dr. Smart. And then we have Empress and G. Now, we've been running this for over a month. So to have 4 people is a big, big deal because guess what? Ivy already said he's slinging pies. We got more pies. We got more pies.
We got more pies. I was like, I don't know. Maybe we don't even say it. I'm like, they said the truth. Like, yo, just say these are the people who did it. You have the most chance because you put your name, you scanned the code, you took the step. And you have this.
You showed up.
24. So I'm with you guys. When you show me the light, that's why we need community. You know, sometimes people have bad ideas. You need to your community be like, nah, just tell them this is what's up. You have a good chance of winning right about now.
For sure. So I think, Ivy, you ready to spin that wheel?
Hold on. Before we do that, I want to open a poly market on who's going to win. No, I'm just kidding. That's another thing we haven't talked about in a while.
Damn, poly market.
Don't know about it, but we'll talk about it.
Bet on everything.
Oh, my God. Ivy, you ready to do this?
Oh, I think he's on mute. You on mute, Ivy?
Who's going to win it? You got a song to go with it? Oh, I thought that was a spin. All right, here we go, go.
Yeah.
Siobhan.
Oh, it just slid by.
Winner, pie for dinner.
Hey, we look forward to building stuff with you.
We do.
I am Coach Millie. I presume that Rashanis already has the contact information.
We do.
So we will get the contact information from Rashanis, and then we will be shipping your pie on the Pie Express.
Yeah, that part, and you know, I will say on we send it via the hot box, but that's something else. But anywho,
a question for Ivy about the pie.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's true that the pie can run. It can bypass the GMS for telecommunications. You don't need. It's not.
Did you say DNS?
GMS.
What's
it
GMS?
Can bypass GMS, which is
screaming. Yeah.
The pie, Raspberry Pi, like you know how when you're, maybe this is a conversation we need to have. I got to ask you a question about that because when you built the pie, I was on that show as a guest, and I remember you building. And I actually had a question for you back then. When GMS is what we use for the telephone to actually use for our phones to work and communicate. But if GMS is down, we don't have a way to communicate. So I've been offline that will kind of. But what I'm asking is, does the Raspberry Pi allow you to bypass GMS? I would imagine.
I'm sure if there's like some kind of a peripheral device you can use for a different communication protocol, then yeah. But like on the Pi itself, it has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. But it has a USB port, so you can like attach like different peripheral devices that may be able to communicate with different protocols.
Because I'm more proficient in software, and you're a hardware person too. So I'm just what you just made me think of as is a bypass of a software inside of a hardware that can use to bypass it for walkie-talkie.
Yeah, like you can put like a Wi-Fi. Sorry, not a Wi-Fi, but you can put like a USB antenna on there, and that can as long as there's software to be able to interface with that additional hardware, then yeah, you can do it. I mean, you could probably like build something custom if you really wanted to.
Yeah, and hardware is way more sticky in tech too. So for client side and for business side. So
hey, I'm gonna just swing back to this chat. We got I'm screaming. Thank you. And congrats from Empress and G, and let's go claps. We'll share with the youth in my program. Yeah, that's what I was secretly hoping. Like, yo, people need to know. Get these devices. There's so much you can do. Plus, Ivy Produce is gonna do some special streams and whatnot. to, you know, build together.
Okay,
We
build them
are
skills.
making our
next
culture, the
next
business,
technique.
the savings, the dressing sharp, but not just throwing money at people who don't care about us. That is our culture, the DIY. You know what I'm saying? Sharing your people's things, only the positive online. I'm saying we have the power to make it our culture. So let's do it.
That part.
Yes. So yeah, we're gonna do next tech week. We're gonna do a stream on the Pi Zero, the one we're giving away, and then we got more Pi Zeros to give away, and then we're gonna get some other pies too, some more powerful pies to do some more powerful
Nice.
things.
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just gotta ask, Rashawn, is you gonna have your pie by next tech week?
Oh, you know I will. I just needed to get
What about
situated.
Ivy
Like,
Produce? I'm sorry, not Ivy Produce. I mean Black Simon. You gonna have your pie by next tech week? It's like definitely.
Certainly work on it.
I'll work on it. We'll take that. But are you gonna have your camera going yet? But all right, moving right along. Hopefully it'd be great to have Coach Millie.
I came here for the love.
Huh?
well, you gets that. You gets that for sure. Like, no matter what. But we would love to see
you
your
want camera.
Right. Like, we would
Only
love
one
to
or
see
the
your
other.
face.
It's only camera or love.
Somebody like, nope.
All right. Yo, hopefully Coach Millie will see you on that. Yeah, building. I'm planning.
Oh man, this has been an amazing show. It's been Tech Week, and we've been talking about FinTech for us. Boo, y'all. We got to get our bags together. That's for real. Let's do it together.
Everybody who checked us out on Twitch, shout outs to you on YouTube. Shout outs to you, all our IG and TikTok people. Make sure you follow us there. If you want a prize, if you scan the code, shout out to everyone in the future. It's a nice beat right here.
I know, right? This is dope. I wonder who this is.
Go look up Rashawn's music. Listen to that. Give us some love.
Man, Symbolic's music, IV's music, this is what we do.
Oh, hey, we're going to be hitting up. Take a list of the people you know who got talent, because we're going to be putting something out soon enough. We want positive, uplifting music that we can put in the rotation. We were going to play something today, but we're right up to the wire. We'll definitely be playing some indie music next week, but we also want to, in a organized way, sure that we know about that positive stuff, because there's so much good music out there.
It is, for real. Not this stuff that we be hearing on the radio. Like, come on, y'all. We got to support each other. More than welcome, Empress NG. Thank y'all for joining, fam. We appreciate y'all. We are signing off. Stay black.